When people think of Jeep, the first image that often comes to mind is adventure, freedom, and the ability to go places where other vehicles wouldn't even dare. And with the 2026 Jeep Gladiator Mojave X, that image gets even bolder. But here's the real question. Can a truck that looks this rugged and feels this purpose-built actually balance everyday practicality with hardcore capability? Or is it purely a desert racer wearing the Gladiator name? Let's take a deep look and find out. The exterior of the Mojave X instantly tells you this is no ordinary midsize pickup. The traditional Jeep 7-slot grille is front and center, upright and proud, giving the truck that unmistakable Jeep DNA. But this isn't just the same face you see on a Wrangler. This Mojave X wears unique desert-rated badging that sets it apart. And those badges aren't for show. They tell you that this Gladiator was engineered specifically for high-speed desert running. The hood gets functional scoops that aren't just for looks, they help with cooling. And the stance of the Mojave X is more aggressive than any standard Gladiator. The wheels are equally distinctive. The Mojave X rides on 17-inch blacked-out alloys wrapped in chunky all-terrain tires built for sand, dirt, and gravel. They're rugged and ready, but the trade-off is that on regular pavement, they add noticeable road noise. Up front, LED headlights sharpen visibility when the sun dips behind the dunes, while squared-off taillights at the rear keep the Gladiator's classic boxy identity intact. And let's not forget, this is still a Gladiator, which means the roof and doors can be removed, and yes, even the windshield can fold down. What other truck lets you feel desert air on your face with nothing but the roll bars around you? None. But while that open-air thrill is unmatched, the drawback is wind noise. Highway driving with panels off can feel loud and tiring if you're covering long distances. Dimensionally, the Mojave X sits higher than most mid-size competitors, thanks to its raised suspension and beefy Fox 2.5-inch internal bypass shocks with hydraulic jounce bumpers. That translates to over 11 inches of ground clearance, which is a real asset in desert terrain. However, with that height comes a bit of a compromise. Step-in height is more challenging for shorter passengers, and body roll is noticeable during sharp highway maneuvers. Still, if you're buying a Mojave X, chances are you care more about conquering off-road challenges than hugging curves on pavement. Open the door and the interior welcomes you with a mix of rugged durability and upscale comfort. The dashboard is upright and squared, with big, easy-to-grab knobs and switches designed for use with gloves. At the center sits Jeep's 12.3-inch touchscreen, clear and responsive, offering wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The Mojave X trim gets extra touches. Premium leather-trimmed seats available in black or steel gray, accented with bold stitching. The front seats are power adjustable, heated, and ventilated, ensuring comfort even in harsh climates. Passengers in the second row won't feel left behind either. Adults fit comfortably with good headroom, and the ability to remove the roof panels makes the space feel even more open. Storage solutions are thoughtful, with compartments under the rear seats and behind them, perfect for gear you'd rather not keep in the bed. Speaking of the bed, the Gladiator's 5-foot box remains versatile, big enough for camping gear, tools, or a couple of dirt bikes. Payload for the Mojave X tops out around 1,200 pounds, slightly less than the most work-focused Gladiator trims, but still respectable. Technology is a highlight here. Aside from the big touchscreen, the Mojave X comes with a premium 9-speaker Alpine audio system, complete with a removable Bluetooth speaker so you can carry the party into the desert night. Built-in navigation is available, and Jeep adds creature comforts like dual-zone climate control, remote start, and a Gorilla Glass windshield for added durability. But while it's loaded with features, some buyers might feel the interface still isn't as sleek as rivals like the Honda Ridgeline or Ford Ranger, which offer more car-like tech polish. Now let's get to performance, because this is where the Mojave X earns its stripes. Powering it is Jeep's familiar 3.6-liter naturally aspirated V6, producing 285 horsepower and 260 pound-feet of torque, paired with an 8-speed automatic transmission and standard 4-wheel drive. It's not the most powerful engine in the midsize segment, but paired with the Mojave's unique suspension, reinforced frame, and locking rear differential, it's designed for something very specific, blasting across desert terrain at speed while soaking up punishing bumps. 0 to 60 comes in about 7.2 seconds, which is slower than the Chevy Colorado ZR2's 6.8-second time, and much slower than the Honda Ridgeline Trailsport's 6.0-second sprint. But raw acceleration isn't really the Mojave X's mission. Instead, it focuses on stability at speed, with its FOX shocks and suspension tuning keeping it planted when the terrain gets rough. On the downside, that same suspension setup makes the Mojave X bouncy and unsettled on paved city roads. It's not the most comfortable daily driver. You'll feel potholes and rough surfaces more than in, say, a Ridgeline. Towing remains strong, with a maximum capacity of 7,000 pounds for the Mojave X, slightly less than the max tow-equipped Gladiators that reach 7,700 pounds, but still very competitive. Payload is decent, though again, not class-leading. If towing and hauling heavy loads are your primary needs, another trim may serve you better. Fuel economy is predictably not its strong suit. Expect about 17 miles per gallon city and 21 miles per gallon highway in the Mojave X, with our testing showing closer to 15 miles per gallon when fitted with off-road gear and the 4.10 rear axle. Compared to the Ranger or Ridgeline, which push closer to the mid-20s on the highway, the Mojave X comes up short. But Jeep knows its buyers. They're not expecting Prius-like efficiency. They're expecting confidence in places where fuel stops are few and far between. Safety is where the Mojave X trails some competitors. Out of the box, it doesn't come standard with advanced driver assist features. You'll need to add packages for adaptive cruise control, blind spot monitoring, and automated emergency braking. Rivals like the Ridgeline include these as standard, which makes the Jeep feel behind the curve. That said, buyers who prioritize off-road adventure may not see this as a deal breaker. Pricing is steep, and here's where you'll need to weigh your priorities. The Mojave X sits near the very top of the Gladiator range, starting at about $64,000. That's a lot for a mid-sized truck, especially considering that a well-equipped Ford Ranger or Chevy Colorado costs significantly less. But none of those trucks give you the unique open-air driving, desert-rated engineering, and brand heritage that Jeep brings. For buyers who want exclusivity and capability, that premium may feel justified. So where does the 2026 Jeep Gladiator Mojave X land in the world of mid-size pickups? It's not the fastest, it's not the smoothest, and it's certainly not the cheapest. But it is the most unique. It takes everything the Gladiator stands for: ruggedness, utility, Jeep DNA, and adds a specialized focus on desert running. It's built for a driver who values the thrill of wide-open spaces, rocky trails, and sandy washes over daily commuting comfort. So what do you think? Is the 2026 Jeep Gladiator Mojave X worth its premium price for the desert running lifestyle it offers? Or would you stick with a more balanced competitor like the Colorado or Ridgeline? Comment your thoughts below. I'd love to hear what side you're on.